Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Yue Eats. I'm Yue, and I'm on the MTA right now on the way to Din Tai Fung. I'm gonna call it Din Tai Fung just to kind of more locally pronounce it the more American way. But we're heading to Din Tai Fung for some soup dumplings and hopefully some other great Taiwanese style foods. Din Tai Fung is perhaps one of the most famous Asian restaurants in the whole world. It's from Taiwan originally. Now they have locations all over the whole world. Taiwan, China, Japan, California, Canada, you name it. And now finally, long overdue, they have a location in NYC and the biggest Din Tai Fung so far. Now this restaurant is from Taiwan, but they also specialize in some Shanghainese staples such as sheng and their world famous xiao, also known as soup dumplings, which are world renowned and actually I believe got them a Michelin star in their original Taiwan location. They also have all sorts of other great items on their menu as well, from Shanghainese dishes to Taiwanese dishes, and I want to try it all. But we're running a little bit late to our 1:45 reservation, so that's why I'm filming my intro on the MTA, so hopefully we get there soon and we're not going to be late. So let's see if this place, Din Tai Fung, Michelin star, world famous Taiwanese restaurant, soup dumpling restaurant, let's see if this place is worth the hype. So hopefully we get there in time.
This is 50th Street.
Alright, so I think we're gonna make it. You know, hopefully they also abide by those 15-minute grace periods. And I feel a little bad, especially because I think Tina's actually been there for 10 minutes now waiting. So yeah, better hurry up. Yes, we are going to make it. Oh, there's Tina. Sorry for the wait. Let's go inside. All right, we finally made it, and we found Tina as well. So this is Din Tai Fung. I believe the original location has a Michelin star, but it's not a super bougie place at all, if I remember correctly, based on what people were telling me. Let's get in and not miss our reservation. Ooh. Fancy place. Wow, so it's a little dark, so it's possible that it might not be capturing as well on my phone as it's capturing, as it would capture in real life. This is a beautiful restaurant. It's possible I went to Din Tai Fung it's possible I went here in Taiwan when I was a kid, but if so, I don't have much recollection of it. But if this is what all the Din Tai Fung locations are like, then man, it seems like I've missed out by not eating at any of the other locations around the world when I had the chance to go to them. These pillars kind of give me almost like a fancy bamboo sort of feel to it. And they say it's a casual spot, but it looks sort of upscale too, the lighting and everything. Almost like one of the fancy restaurants that you eat at in Vegas, like a Vegas version of a Chinese restaurant. So, looking forward to this. All right guys, so we are finally inside Din Tai Fung, and I use the word finally because let me tell you, it's been about a month since this place opened, and getting a reservation here has been really, really intense. I think they might be doing some sort of like intentional, have you guys seen that South Park episode where Cartman has that amusement park and then he intentionally doesn't let people in at first? Well, not intentionally, but like, you know, he wants the theme park just for himself, but then he begrudgingly has to let people in to, you know, make money to keep up the park. And then because psychologically it's exclusive, it creates demand for it. So some people think the same concept here. Some people think that Din Tai Fung is kind of doing some marketing shenanigans, trying to be exclusive at first to fuel the demand, so to say, create demand. But we're here finally, and we have a nice bar view. It was so hard that just getting a dining room spot, there's no dining room spots for like the whole month, but I just kept refreshing like a madman, and eventually Tina and I got a spot for 2 people. Although I don't know, looking behind me, it looks like there's a lot of spots. So again, I think they're pulling some shenanigans. But we're here finally, and let's take a look at the menu, why don't we? But yeah, they kind of have like one of these ordering systems that's, if you've ever eaten all-you-can-eat sushi, it's very, very similar, where you order however many of these that you want on like one of these slips. You know, you just put like a number next to the empty box. Of course, what this place is most famous for are their xiao. You can call them XLBs. Gotta go with at least one of these pork XLBs because that's what made them world famous. And then other than that, you ask like 10 different people what's good here, you get 10 different answers. I hear good things about this cucumber salad. It literally just translates as small cucumber, but I wonder if this is pai huanggua. I wonder if this is like the padded cucumber salad. $9 for a cucumber salad doesn't look super cheap, but we'll try it. Forgot to show the price of the soup dumpling, $18.50, a really expensive price, but hopefully it is worth the hype, so we'll find out if that price is worth it. And while I hear everything here is more or less good, we might also try a standard Chinese cuisine classic, string beans with garlic. $17. Everything here is so expensive, and something tells me based upon the atmosphere that it's not gonna be large portions to make up for it. And then, you know, this restaurant hails from Taiwan, so gotta go with a Taiwanese classic, the beef noodle soup. That's what's really famous in Taiwan. Again, this is not cheap, $21. This better be the best beef noodle soup I've ever had. I was caught between that and one of the fried rice. I hear the fried rices are good, like the pork chop fried rice, also $21, but I can't get everything in one trip since, you know, there's only so much stomach to go around. So, you know, I just closed my eyes and I picked the beef noodle soup. And then I hear good things about their desserts. So maybe we'll try a sweet taro bun. I believe that is a Taiwanese thing as well. A sweet taro bun, 2 pieces for $9. So let's order. Just gonna record our selections here. All right, so I just hand this to you and that's it?
Yes, of course. I'm just gonna go over it with you both just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sure.
All right, and just one reminder for me, we do have a shellfish allergy, correct?
Yes, correct.
On here, I see that you have the cucumber salad, as well as the kudu pork xiaolong bao.
Yes.
And then here, I see that you have the string green beans. Our string green beans are so popular that we are out of them at the moment. We're trying to prep more as fast as we can. We just like, they are so popular, they sold out so fast. Is there another one I can interest you in? Personally, I really enjoy the Taiwanese cabbage with garlic.
Oh, okay, want to just try that?
Absolutely.
Let's try that, yeah.
And then they'll all come out when they're ready to be eaten, not necessarily the exact same time because they are made to order. So then they'll kind of filter out, oh, we would like soup last, or you know what, we really want to start with that Taiwanese cabbage. That's just what I mean by like your preference.
Oh, okay, yeah, just whenever you guys want to do.
You got it. And then just to let you know, for the dessert, I'm not going to bring it in yet, just because if you decide that you want some extra savory, we don't want you to have to feel the pressure of this coming out anytime soon. So just let us know when you're ready for the dessert and then we'll bring it in.
Okay.
Just something to note for the buns, they do take about 15 to 20 minutes to come out, so do give us like a wide heads up. You don't necessarily need to be finished with your food, just give us like a heads up just so we can start bringing them in, just in case our like dumpling station is a little backed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Anything else I can grab for you for now, or are we all right?
Maybe for the taro bun, maybe like once we get our main course, since you said it takes 15-20 minutes, maybe while we're eating, you can immediately put that in.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense, so that we don't have to wait. If that
No
makes
worries.
sense. Wow, this place is known for good service, but they're very friendly, and they seem very knowledgeable about the whole process and the menu as well. So I can definitely see why the original location was Michelin starred. So yeah, high hopes. Although quite a hit to the wallet, but high hopes. While we wait though, I did want to show that they have an open kitchen here. So it's a completely glass wall where you can see them making everything. It's out in the open. A lot of these Chinese cuisine foods, they've done open kitchens for a while. Everything's out in the open, so you can see that everything's being made from scratch and made to order. While oftentimes in these Western kitchens, the kitchen's closed off, so who knows what's going on behind closed doors.
We recommend 1 part soy sauce to 3 parts vinegar. May I use your dish to show you?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So 1 part soy sauce, and then 3 parts vinegar.
Okay.
And all we mean by parts is equal counts. So if you say 1/1000 for the soy sauce, you do 3/1000 for the vinegar as well. And then this is just chili oil in case you like it a little extra spicy. Personally, I recommend putting this chili oil on your plate rather than in the dish, just in case you don't feel like it for every single bite. All right, enjoy.
Sounds good.
Would you like me to do your dish as well, or are you okay? Oh, okay. I'll do it myself. No worries. Please just let me know if I can grab you anything else. Enjoy.
Thank you. All right, so our first dish has arrived, and just then the bartender kindly ran down the recommended sauce ratio for the dumplings, so those will probably be coming soon too. But yeah, I don't think this is pai huanggua. Does this look like pai huanggua?
It's not slapped.
Oh.
This is just cut, right?
Oh, okay. This is just a normal cucumber salad, but this is that Michelin style presentation here. It's in like a pyramid. Very cool presentation. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Tina, you want to take that top piece there? All right. And then I will take one of these. Looking kind of nice. Oh, excellent.
Enjoy.
Wow, thank you. Wow, the food is coming fast and furious. So this is the Taiwanese beef noodle soup. That meat is looking tender and that broth is looking fatty yet light. My quick thoughts on this though, just me, I feel like it tastes really fresh, it tastes really healthy. I like the cool temperature, but maybe Tina disagrees, but at least for me personally, I feel like this looks pretty and I like the shine and the lighting is obviously making it look better. But for me personally, I find the seasoning of this, it's good. It kind of has a strong sesame flavor. I mean, if I got that in like a normal Chinese restaurant, I would be pleased with it, but I feel like for $9, I think it was $9, I feel like it's a little bit less wow than I expected. Like it tastes kind of average, but that's just my opinion.
I like that it's a little pickle.
You like the pickle flavor?
Because normally you eat cucumber salads, it's not pickle. They're just like, they put different sauce into it, salt, but this one's pickled. I kind of like the sweet flavor that comes out from it.
So you think this is pretty good then?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Oh, okay.
Well, is it worth $9? I don't know, but it's good.
All right, well, teach their own. We're getting two perspectives. And Tina is from Beijing, so she's got a different palate. I'm very Americanized, so I have my own palate as well. So time though. Oh yes, thank you. Wow, thank you. Everything's coming quick.
Garlic free?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Wow, I guess I'll just go in order of that to that to that. So actually we were able to convince them to let us keep the lid, so that will help. This soup is still piping hot, so let's quickly try this beef noodle soup while it's still nice and warm. First, let's first try some of the noodles. The noodles taste good. They have a good pliability. They have good texture, a nice bite to them. Italians tend to use the word al dente. If you can think of Chinese food in terms of al dente, they definitely have a good al dente bite to them. No question about it, these are some handmade noodles, not from a bag at all. Let's try the broth on its own real quick. Ooh. Oh, the broth is excellent. And let's try a bite of the beef. Oh. This meat just completely comes apart. Like, it's so tender, it comes apart like effortlessly. I mean, it's in a soup, so I don't know how I'm gonna be able to like stab it to show you how soft it is, but just take my word for it. Just look at how tender this beef is. It is so unbelievably tender. Like, I'll take a bite. You can clearly see where my teeth contacted the beef. It's so soft, so tender, not very fatty, and there are some tendons and sinew in it, but that's typical for this dish. But the whole thing is just braised for so long and braised so tender that it doesn't matter, because you put the whole thing in your mouth. It's just been cooked to like not mush, but so tender that even with tendons and all, the whole thing just like melts in your mouth. And this soup, it is not fatty. It's almost a little pure. Like you're tasting some pure cow flavor. Like it's not like it tastes heavy, you know? It's not like you eat this and you feel like you need some Pepsid or you need to take a nap. Like it is such a pure beef soup. You can tell they're skimming this so often to get as much of the excess fat and scum out as they can. You just get like a touch of oil floating to the top. Yet, despite how pure it tastes, oh man. Oh, the broth is just, it just has such strong beef flavor despite it being skimmed so much and so much of the fat being removed. There's not too much of any extra spicing or seasoning that they're adding to make them stand out, where all you taste is like Chinese cinnamon or 5 spice or anything. It just tastes like the way beef broth should taste, like in its purest, most unadulterated form, with a little bit of help along the way. Fantastic. Probably the best beef noodle soup I've had in my whole life. Well, besides my mommy's. All right, Tina, let's trade. You try this and I'll try some of the dumplings now. I saw Tina sneaking some dumplings from under this container. It is now my turn. They have a guide here for how to eat xiaolongbao if you don't know, but I am in the know. I am the notorious XLB. And if you don't know, now you know, Yue. All right, let's dip this guy first. And first we gotta bite a hole to drink the soup and to release steam. Actually, there's actually not much soup on the inside. In terms of a soup dumpling, I was expecting more soup, but this is more of a dumpling than a soup dumpling. But no matter, we'll just one bite it. Huh, let me try another one. Maybe that one was not the best piece. Okay, hopefully. Okay, maybe this one will have more broth in it. All right, let's bite a hole. Actually, none of them have a lot of broth in them. Did yours have a lot of broth in it?
A little bit.
Only a little bit?
Oh, the beef noodle soup, by the way, is really good. Probably the best beef noodles that I had in the US.
Yeah, that beef noodle soup was fantastic. Maybe one of the best bowls of noodles I've had in a long time, if not ever. But Tina, do you agree? I feel like they don't have that much soup, right?
Yeah. I mean, like it's already pretty small, so it couldn't really contain much juice.
Let's try just eating it without blowing it. Let's just put the whole thing in our mouth. I will say that the dumplings are very, very thin. Like the wrapper is very, very thin. Maybe the problem is I'm trying to eat it like a normal dumpling. I should just one-shot all of them. Yeah, I mean, this might just be me. You know, I know many people love this place. I know it's a world-renowned restaurant, even has a Michelin star. I feel like these are only okay. I mean, they're small and the size is very cute and bite-sized, but like Tina mentioned, because they're small, they can't really store a lot of soup. And I feel like the best part about XLB xiaolongbao and XLB, a notorious XLB, is that it's big. Well, not large, but large enough to store some soup. And because they're small, they can't store a lot of soup, so you don't even really need to bite a hole and drink from it. If anything, you bite a hole to vent steam if you need to. I will say I do like the wrappers. I do like that the wrappers are very thin. Otherwise, I feel like they don't have enough soup. They don't have enough fattiness. Like, I think the soup could also be more oily. And worst of all, I feel like, yeah, I mean, just look, I will give them credit where credit's due. Look at how thin, look at how paper thin this dumpling wrapper is. But worst of all, the meat on the inside is kind of dry. Maybe I'll bite one open later to show you guys. Here, I'll bite this one open to show you guys. Okay, so it might be hard to see because, you know, it's covered in like the juice and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, in this case, maybe it still looks juicy just because it was sitting in soup the whole time. But trust me, the meat is like a little bit on the dry end and a little bit crumbly, and it doesn't taste great. Though if you one-shot them, I will admit, if you one-shot them, they're not bad. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the style of dumpling that I like or dislike. I prefer the more standard style of soup dumpling. I like them to be bigger and to hold more soup. And even if it were aside from the small size, I wish that the meat was a little bit less dry and crumbly. And I wish that the soup inside was also a little bit more heavy. But that might just be me.
Just warning you, if you already take the xiaolongbao, this might be a little more on the bland end.
I see.
Yeah, this need a little more salt if you know, after eating very salty xiaolongbao.
Okay, thanks for the tip, Tina. I guess she's saying that in comparison, this one will seem a little bland. So this is the Taiwanese stir-fried cabbage that was recommended by the server. So let's give this a quick try before the dessert arrives. That's not bad. I mean, it tastes very healthy. It tastes very fresh, very crisp. But, you know, Tina might have a good point where maybe because I ate this right after the, you know, the xiaolongbao, maybe it just pales in comparison. But yeah, it does seem a little bit bland, a little bit plain, and it's not even just that it's less intense. I do think that this is a pretty simple dish. Like, this kind of reminds me of something my mom would make growing up at home. So I don't know, rather than something that you go to a restaurant to eat, so. Not bad, but nothing special. Kind of just tastes like your equivalent of like a Chinese chicken noodle soup or something. Like something that your mom would make at home rather than you go to a restaurant for. But lastly, dessert. So let's wait for that to arrive and review that. Taro buns are here. Tina just grabbed one, but there were two actually. But we will now give this a try. This is like a dessert bun, so this will be the last thing we will review before we share final thoughts.
Maybe I'm trying to get a reservation.
That bite was mostly dough. Let me bite a little bit deeper to get some of the filling. It's not bad, and part of it might be because it's so piping hot. Like maybe it's almost a little bit too hot, but I feel like in a way the dough, like the bao bun, is a little bit too thick where it's kind of hard to taste the filling, or at least the filling should have a stronger taste if you're gonna have it be obscured a little bit by the dough, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just took a bite, like a big bite, where I made sure I got lots of the filling on the inside. It's okay, I feel like. I mean, I do think that the filling could be more sweet. Like it could have stronger flavor, or if it's not gonna be more sweet, at least there needs to be more of it, or at least the outside dough needs to be not so doughy and thick. Like the taro on the inside, while it does taste fresh, the taro is kind of naturally just more neutral. When you eat that with a very thick bao layers of dough, it tastes like the plain dough on the outside and a more plain filling on the inside, and nothing really stands out. Everything is a little too homogeneous, so to say. So yeah, this is not really for me. Let's finish this and share final thoughts outside. All right guys, so we just finished eating at Din Tai Fung. Got a cute little takeout bag. So this to-go bag is really, really cool. Yeah, I'll just be completely honest. Let's start with what I liked. I really, really liked the beef noodle soup. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, might have been the best beef noodle soup I've ever had. Maybe that and the one that my mom made for me growing up. You know, don't tell my mom, this one might have been slightly better, but it was fantastic, that beef noodle soup. One of the best I've had, if not the best I've had. But yeah, I thought everything else was, to be honest, only okay. I mean, the dumplings were pretty nice. I liked the thin wrapper. It was really unique, and it was kind of cute that they were bite-sized, but I thought that the taste was only okay, and they weren't soupy enough, they weren't strong enough in flavor. The rest of the dishes though, to be honest, I felt like were only okay. Like they didn't really stand out and were more or less not very memorable. Din Tai Fung, I mean, this is like a world famous restaurant and like a world famous soup dumpling spot, but to me, this isn't even my favorite soup dumpling place in New York alone, let alone the whole world. So I don't know, I mean, maybe other locations are better. I mean, maybe in Asia or in California where there's a larger Asian population, but if I can be honest, at least based upon this Din Tai Fung location in New York City, I found Din Tai Fung kind of overrated and definitely overhyped. You definitely should not have to be fighting just for a reservation for a place where it took me 3 weeks just to get a seat at the bar. I was kind of expecting more, so yeah, to me, it did not live up to the hype. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think Din Tai Fung is awesome and if it's one of the best soup dumpling places and, you know, one of the best Taiwanese, Chinese restaurants that you've been to. So let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. And if you like my content, as always, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. And I'm gonna head home now with my cute little leftovers. So until next time, I'll see you later.